What's happening, guys? It's back here again, and in this video I'm going to be answering the age-old question: are you even a trader if you didn't quit your 9 to 5? I'm just kidding. Should you quit your job to trade Forex? Editor, roll the intro. Hang on, I edit my videos. So all of this is just going to be my opinion, and the great thing about opinions is that opinions can change, because I know that if you would have asked me this a year ago, I would have said something totally different. And if you would have asked me, like, if you're asking me now, which is when I'm answering this now, I'm going to tell you something different. And, you know, in like 3 years time, I might say something even more different. So in my opinion, I think it's a really hard question to answer because it depends on so many different factors. First of all, who are you? Do you have a family and kids that you got to support? At the moment, do you only have one source of income, or do you have multiple sources of income? Do you have a lot of money saved up, or are you in debt? Or maybe you're really young, maybe a college student or a recent graduate, and you have student loans, or you've saved up potentially because you've been working a part-time job since you were 16. And that's why it's such a hard question to answer, because there's just so many different factors. In my opinion, if there's somebody that's, you know, they're slightly older, they have a family and they have kids, I think it's harder for them to actually quit their job. So let's give an example. Say if you have a person called Derek, and he has a family and he has kids. He's only got one source of income. Let's say he doesn't have that much savings. In my opinion, I think it would be really difficult for him to quit his job because he has people to support. Whereas somebody else, let's say Joe lives at home with his parents and he's a recent graduate. He doesn't have kids. He doesn't have any people that are dependent on him. And he's only 23. For Joe, it is easier because if he does quit his job and he does fail, and the consequences won't be that bad because he'll be living at home and he'll still be able to get another job. But that doesn't mean Joe should quit his job, because then Joe and Derek have got to think about the reason for quitting their job. Because if their reason for quitting isn't that strong, then they're just wasting their time, in my opinion. You know, is Derek quitting his job because he wants to spend more time with his family or look after his parents? And is Joe just quitting his job just so he can say that, you know, he's a full-time trader or whatever? Because let's face it, that accolade doesn't mean anything. And I don't know everybody, but I'm pretty sure if somebody's a trader, there's most likely got other sources of income coming in too. You know, not necessarily a job, but I'm pretty sure they'll probably be, you know, at least dipping their toes in, you know, real estate or something like that. So in my opinion, and it really depends on the person's why, because if they did quit their job, that person's also going to have a lot of time. So for example, if Joe did quit his job, then what's he going to do in his spare time? I mean, think about it. How long does it take you to look at the charts? Like 15 to 30 minutes if you're a day trader or a swing trader. And then you just manage your trades. So in my opinion, I don't know what the whole fascination of, you know, quitting your job is, unless you have something else on the side, like, I don't know, you have a clothing line or you do drop shipping or something like that. Then I can kind of understand, because you can actually scale those things. Whereas with a job, you're exchanging your time for money. You know, in my opinion, I think it'd be a nice thing to get to a level in your trading where it doesn't take that much time, where it only takes 15 to 30 minutes. And it's something that someone can do besides their job. And then when that person starts working on other business ventures and other projects, and their time starts getting really limited, then I'd say, okay, maybe this is a situation where they can maybe consider it. So for my situation, it's quite similar to Joe's. So I graduated, I got an engineering job. I'm living in my mother's basement. That's why it's so dark in here. I'm just kidding. The curtains are closed. It's actually upstairs, actually. But yeah. And I also decided that I don't want to stay at the same company for longer than 2 years, because if you work at one company for 2 years, you learn stuff, and then you move on and you learn some more stuff. And I feel like you learn more that way, and it makes you more employable on your CV, in my opinion. So I was going to leave my engineering job anyway, but I thought I'd try this whole trading thing because I don't have those other commitments. And I was actually listening to a podcast about a week ago. It was talking about how when you take these entrepreneurial, you know, leaps, you know, it's good to have asymmetrical risk to reward. A bit like in trading, you know, you want to risk a small amount for a large return. And that's something I did. I got myself a part-time job where the hours were a lot more flexible. And that way I was mitigating my risk. So it's not like, you know, one source of my income was just totally diminished. And that's kind of just gave me a whole taster. But the whole goal and the whole aim for myself is to, you know, gain multiple streams of income anyway. So yeah, in conclusion, I would say, you know, it really depends on your why. You know, think about what's the reason you're doing it for, you know, what you're going to do with all that spare time. And do you even need to quit your job, or can you trade alongside working? Like, do you have another business that you have to look after? Then you also have to think about your circumstances. Do you have people that are dependent on you? Do you have rent to pay? Do you have bills to pay? And all that other jazz. Anyway, I'm not giving anybody any advice. This is all just my opinion and my thoughts. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you subscribe, you smash the like button, and you join the notification gang notification bell gang. Sorry. And then also comment what other kind of videos you kind of want to see. But otherwise, I will see you in the next video.